What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be taking a look at HellDivers 2 here, running on the Lenovo Legion Go. We'll take a look at some 1200p, 800p, 20 and 30 watts, and a couple things with the settings when it comes to the resolution scale and that type of thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. As far as running around your ship and stuff, that's going to be pretty easy to run. We'll take a look at actual gameplay out in some online groups. But for settings wise, we're going to be starting off at 1200p, and we're going to be at render scale quality, and we'll bounce between quality and performance a little bit here, and full screen. We're also running the low preset with motion blur, depth of field, and bloom all turned off. Other than that, everything's been left the same there. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll jump into a group and get into some gameplay. Now, the surprising thing is HellDivers 2 has had a pretty rough launch day, which is when I'm handling all the recording and testing of this game and jumping in and out of matches. And there's been a lot of times of getting booted, kicked. They've already had a patch out for multiplayer and that type of stuff, and I'm sure they're going to have some performance patches come out as well. But with that said, I did kind of expect worse out of the game, especially on something like the handhelds here with the Z1 Extreme or the Legion Go. And honestly, it's actually not too bad. 1200p, 20 watts here, 4 gigs of VRAM, RS on quality. Ultimately, you can still stay well above 30 FPS, and it's not too unstable or janky to play. Now, if we go up to 30 watts, which I have set here for plugged in, we can gain a little bit more on our FPS, and we might stabilize some when it comes to those lower dips that we might get, or that type of thing when the CPU gets hit or things get more busy on screen. There's more enemies and that type of thing, and of course environments and different planets will come into effect as well. But even at that 30 watts, 1200, we're going to drop down into the 30s from time to time as well. Now, if we change over to performance for our resolution scale instead and stay at 30 watts, it will help a little bit here and there, but ultimately you're still going to dip down into the 30s when it gets busy. It's whether it's optimization, CPU, whatever's going on with resources and that type of thing. There's just kind of a limit as to how far we can get. You're going to see no matter what I really do in the video, whatever settings I tested even that aren't in this video, I can never really get the GPU to go up to 95, 98, 99%. It's just the way the game's running. We're not fully pushing that depending on what I'm doing here. Even when I mess with settings and go above low, we start to lose things as well. So as you can see here, things running pretty decent. Now, looking at another map just to see that performance, it's very similar, and I jumped around and tested a few different areas, all online matches, just seeing how that was working out, and they all were pretty similar. 30s and 40s for the most part, 1200p, use RS quality or performance, and you're kind of in a similar ballpark. So that was what I was getting running around and testing all of that out. Alright, so that's enough of the 1200p. I do want to take a look at 800p on the Legion Go here, because I think that's probably going to be the best way to go about playing this game, especially if you're trying to get higher FPS. So hopping in here at 800p, low preset still, RS quality, 20 watts, 4 gigs of VRAM, and off the bat, even at the lower wattage, this is a much better experience. It feels snappier to play, it looks smoother, feels smoother, and yeah, just overall having a higher frame rate with the game I think is definitely worth it. So something like this is probably going to be the best option. It's definitely going to be the way I go about playing the game here on the Legion Go, and probably if I were over on something like the Ally, I'd probably run 720p, maybe push 900p, and see what we can get to there, even if I have to mess with the RS, the resolution scaling. So yeah, all in all, again, HellDivers, considering its launch day issues and the room it has for improvement when it comes to optimization, how it's running, and of course being online in matches and things like that, there's always going to be some hiccups and stuff like that, but even with all that, I was surprised to see it running as decently as it has been here for me on day one on the Legion Go and on other areas that I've been playing, other devices I've been playing as well. But I definitely recommend 4 gigs of VRAM, letting the system RAM be a little bit higher, 800p here, resolution at quality or ultra quality, and fly with it there, and you should be doing pretty good. But alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video as always. We really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.